you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in again for week 6 of Extra Special Happy Hour, brought to you by the specialists from Classic Beverage Company. We appreciate your attention, and today we are focusing on the importance of supporting local businesses. So we've all picked a couple of products that we carry that some of our favorite businesses are working with right now, and a lot of these things you can order online. And we wanted to kind of highlight a couple other local companies who are really special to us, especially during this crazy, weird pandemic. So, so Karen, take it away. Tell us who you're featuring today.
Why, thanks, Alisha. So I'm Karen, the wine specialist at Classic. Thank you guys for tuning in. I chose to talk about Fruition today, which is a restaurant on 6th Avenue, kind of near Capitol Hill area. And they have another location as well called Mercantile that's at Union Station. So I'm friends with the sommelier over at Mercantile, and he kind of recommended I go this route with my pairing. So very excited about it. I got a little shrimp dish here from them that I am super excited to get into.
Ooh,
How does that look? And the sommelier over at Fruition, whose name is Andrew, helped me pair with Melville Winery here. So this is Block M Pinot Noir from the 2015 vintage, which I'm really excited about. This is a little nicer than I'm usually drinking on a Wednesday afternoon. So I feel special and lucky for sure. So yeah, they're a family winery out of Santa Rita Hills. Basically helped form the appellation surrounding this region, the appellation of Santa Rita Hills, which is only about 10 miles from the ocean in Central Coast, California. Nearest town is Lompoc. It's also quite close to Buellton. And they are a true kind of grower producer. They really do focus on clones in the vineyard and vineyard management. They're very block specific with their bottlings. So it's really interesting. This is quite literally just like one block of vines, like a couple of rows, a pretty small parcel of Pinot Noir. And it just smells and tastes totally alive. It's such a privilege to taste something like this that's just coming into its prime now, 5 years after bottling. And I'm especially excited to have it with my shrimp dish here. I'm seeing some capers in the shrimp dish, and I think that would go really nice with some of the black pepper notes I'm getting in the glass. There's also a little bit of kind of black tea and rhubarb. It's just a very, very rustic expression of Pinot Noir. Definitely a little cooler climate than we're used to from Central Coast, California. And any oak they're using is mostly neutral French. The emphasis is definitely on showcasing the grape and its expression as opposed to over oaking the situation. Yeah, damn, that smells awesome. Super psyched about it. And yeah, just wanted to throw a shout out their way. I know Mercantile's been closed for about a month, helping support cooking for workers in hospitals, basically, which I know a lot of restaurants have been focusing their efforts on. So Mercantile doesn't open or reopen for takeout until tomorrow, Thursday, May 7th. But Fruition is open. They're doing takeout, and I don't believe delivery, just takeout. They're making it super easy for you. All you do is call in your order, pull up along the east side of the restaurant in the alleyway, and they'll literally run it out to you. They ask what your car looks like beforehand, so extra snazzy.
Cool. Nice.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's what I'm drinking. I also wanted to give a baby shout out to a local business here in my neighborhood. I'm in Jefferson Park near the football stadium in the Highlands, and just thinking about local businesses and how to support those we want to see stick around after all of this is something really near and true or near and dear to us all at Classic. And so I wanted to give a little shout out to a small plant shop called Vessel, Vessel. It is just off, I believe, Elliott and 25th. Just off Federal here in the Highlands, and it's owned by the most adorable little gal who has a lot of, succulents and kind of self-care stuff, candles, lotions, jewelry, face masks, kind of a nice little gift idea for people. What I've been using it for. So her website is vesseldenver.com. And she's not open right now, but she will come in if you're interested in setting up a private meeting. She's happy to meet you there, honoring, 6 feet apart and wearing a mask, of course. And her phone number is 303-854-7339. That's Vessel Denver, Fruition, and Mercantile. Cheers.
Awesome. Thanks, Karen. Cheers. Alrighty. Katrina, you want to tell us what you're drinking?
Yes, I totally do. Thanks for asking. I'm drinking Chokaisan Daiginjo. I'm having a fancy time over here. Yeah. Daiginjo.
That's the one I love, isn't it? Is that the one that I'm obsessed with?
Yes, it's totally the one I'm obsessed with. It's lovely.
Anyone watching? Trust me, it's amazing.
It's seriously so good. She recommended it to me a couple weeks ago for my birthday, and it made my night.
It's my the sake that I like to give to people that have nothing but sad tales to tell about their sake experience. The only time that they've had sake was in a neighborhood sushi restaurant, and they cooked it in a crock pot before they gave it to them, and it's all hot and estery and disgusting because. You cook wine, it's estery and hot and disgusting. Just don't get it. Because I really challenge anyone to taste this and not just say yum. Because it's man, it's delicious. It hits all of the notes. So it's Daiginjo, meaning that half of the rice has been polished away before anything. That's, it's hard to do, generates a lot of heat, the milling, and it's time consuming and it's expensive. So Daiginjos tend to be a little bit spendier. I got this guy from my friends Hayden and Amy over at Stowaway. And Stowaway is one of my very favorite places. They don't do dinner, they just do breakfast, brunch, and lunch. Right now they're doing to-go orders on Thursdays through Sundays, so I kind of had to cheat a little bit to get this. But they have 3 sakes that are in these great little 300 milliliter bottles that they're pairing. This is definitely the most refined that they're working with, although the others are really, really pretty and floral and well chosen too. But Chokaisan is just a really special thing. It's fermented with this yeast that is isolated from a tiny pink flower. So that's kind of a special thing. And they were one of the first sakes to use a floral yeast in the ferment instead of a recognized used sake yeast. It makes the palate the whole rainbow. It's not just big and rich and ricey, and it's not just high-toned and green melon and floral. It's all of it. And it's super, super soft and unctuous in the mouth. In sake, we talk about throat feel, and this is just the silkiest thing to swallow. It's really, really lovely. And I paired with it, since Hayden and Amy weren't open today, I hopped down the street and I went to Misfit Snack Bar. Shout out to Bo. This is it. I took a bite, so just pretend.
It looks amazing.
All right, I already finished one of my cannoli. Don't worry about
it. Then you shocked that I didn't eat the whole thing. This is a Crab Cake Okonomiyaki. So he took a crab cake and he turned it into a Japanese pancake. So it's a smushed, hard, delicious.
Stop it.
Crabby.
Stop
it. Pretty much the jam. I'm having a luxurious afternoon, you guys.
Oh my God.
I've gotten one for each of us. And
next Bo, and then you go to the window at Middleman and do pickup. But his curbside is out of control. It's so, so good. You've got to check it out if you haven't been there. Awesome. The local business that I love supporting the most is my home-based coffee house. It's Crema. So Crema has 2 locations, but their original location up Larimer, and 29th is just reopened for to go. And, you know, obviously they're coffee, they're not alcohol, but man, if you haven't been there, they've got the nicest people and a real chill environment and great coffee.
Sorry for shouting, guys. The military has done a flyover today, and they just flew over my house, and I couldn't hear anything, and I just got really excited.
Just flew over my house too, and it was like deafening.
They were supposed to pick me up. I dressed up for them and everything.
Specialist,
yes.
Would you like to tell us what you're snacking on and drinking?
Hi, gang. I am snacking on a couple cocktails and a couple cannoli from a spot called White Pie. It's the sister restaurant to Dos Santos on East 17th. It's around the corner on Humboldt, but they basically share an office and an operations space. I think they've just been killing it. When people ask who kind of the blueprint for how restaurants can survive during this time, recommendations for practices and stuff like that. I mean, they were both always set up as sort of fast casual spots with, batch cocktails and quick service. And I got a shout out to Leo, their GM. Of course, the Walenta brothers are like brothers to me, but Leo's just killing it, staying creative, staying motivated. He's not letting anybody get down, and just hustling. So I got a couple cannoli from them today, and then I have a Manhattan called the Consigliere's Manhattan. The Consigliere in the mob is like the made guy who is like one below the mob boss. He's like, he's the fixer, right? It's really great with the cannoli. It has some Yalumba Muscat Reserve that gives us this like kind of pruny character, and there's some smoked sea salt in there as well, and it's just banging with this creamy, rich orange and chocolate flavor of the cannoli. And then their Negroni, which is a great take on a Negroni. It's not equal parts. It's a little drier. The vermouth and the Campari are a little bit reserved. It's not super lean and thin. It's still super rich because of the vermouth they use, the Poli vermouth, but it's fantastic. And since you guys get to have like whole bottles all the time, although Alisha, it's an exception this time, I figured I'd give myself 2 cocktails.
Yeah.
I like to party.
I love how you adjusted to make it work for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you're sitting in front of a whole bottle of wine. I got to sit there and be like, so this is my one drink.
Yeah, my sad drink. It'll be gone in
you don't get to looking like hobo Joaquin Phoenix. You remember when he was doing all the press for that movie, and he went on Letterman and he was all like disheveled and he was acting crazy? Like,
yes, sounds about right.
So my shout out is to The Usual. Yeah, The Usual is my barbershop. I'm doing my best, but like I almost cut my hair today with the clippers, and my wife was like, "No, you didn't." I give myself my like faux hawk. I really want to, but she won't keep me.
Who's your barber?
Alicia, what are you working on over there? What's going on?
Well, as you can see, Hudson Hill gave me this really awesome spread. So Hudson Hill is on 13th and Pearl in downtown. It's a cool little coffee shop by day, kind of like swanky cocktail bar at night. And the Burgkopf Pilsner from us is one of the cans that they have on their menu pretty regularly. And right now, during all this pandemic stuff, they're doing to-go orders for everything on their menu. And the Burgkopf Pils is $2. And then you can add a shot for $3. So for $5, you get a beer and a shot, which is pretty unbelievable.
Good deal.
I'm all about it. So I'll talk a little bit about the Burgkopf Pilsner. So this is a brewery called Brouwery Martens from Belgium. And this is just a really super simple Belgian-style Pilsner. Low ABV, I think it's 5%. It's incredibly clean and crisp and really easy to drink. The cost of it certainly doesn't affect the quality of the beer is what I'm trying to say. And I kind of communicated with Stuart over at Hudson Hill and got him to pour me a shot of Four Roses, which they have on their back bar. Hi, Stuart. Thank you so much for letting me be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
so I think Denver, I don't know if it's all of Colorado, but I think Denver has a law where if restaurants are doing to-go alcohol, they have to sell it with food. So anytime you order any alcohol from them, you get a little cup of olives, which I thought was really cool.
Cute.
And then I ordered this little Pop-Tart that they make in-house, and it looks freaking awesome.
Oh,
It's
Ooh,
really goopy and delicious
It's so
looking.
good.
And I got a side of sour cherry jam because I just couldn't resist.
I've had that there before. So good.
Yeah. This place
Oh,
is,
man.
it's really cool. And if you go there when they're open as a regular business after everything is over, it's just a really cool, like, comfortable place to hang out. Their decor is really awesome. They have plants everywhere. It just feels really comfortable. The bartenders are always super nice, and yeah, it's just a really cool spot. So that's my go-to account today. And then I wanted to give a little shout out to a local band. I did a thing, you guys.
What?
Oh,
Amazing. Oh my gosh.
I came prepared.
awesome.
You just blew my mind.
So my friend Taylor, who's on the cover here, he is the front man for a band called Nightlove, based out of Denver. Nightlove is all one word, and you can find them on Spotify. Their music is super upbeat. It's really incredible. It's kind of like 80s inspired, like 80s pop inspired, but with like a rock twist. And I don't really know how to describe it because I've never heard anything like it. But it's the type of music that's really helped me get through all the depressing, crazy stuff that you see online constantly. And going to the grocery store and seeing people wear masks, and like everything's just so weird right now. And like this just makes me feel so good, and I love them. And I wish I could see them live because they put on a great show. So yeah, that's my local shout out.
Okay.
I think we're done. I kind of wish we were all sitting at the same table right now so we could all just like rotate.
Here. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Maybe we should do a potluck next week.
Potluck.
Like a virtual potluck. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm just talking crazy. That's the Joaquin Phoenix coming out.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning into episode 6 of Extra Special Happy Hour. And if you have anything in particular you'd like us to talk about, do let us know. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, y'all.
Here's all.
Great to
Love
see you
you.
again.